We're live.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Shannon.
Morning, Jeff. Morning, Shannon.
Morning, Shannon. Hit the like button, please.
Get that energy up, boys.
Yeah.
Firing up.
How's your energy, mate? Oh, a little tuck-it, mate, but feeling great.
You're not feeling great. You feel like shit, ain't you?
No, I'm
What
actually...
shit says. What's wrong, babe?
No, I'm feeling great. I'm just a little bit tired.
What time were you up last night?
Yeah, pretty early. 4 o'clock.
What's in your hair?
I mean, you go to sleep at 4
There's
o'clock.
something white in your hair.
It's ridiculous.
The grey? No, there we go.
Says,
Wax?
do you realise you've
I
got
think
a
it's
job?
just water. Yeah.
You couldn't, if you had to get on the bus.
Oh,
no, it'd be
if we were in the
absolute
office
nightmare.
still. It's because you can have a level of feeling like shit when you work from home because you just like roll out of the bed.
Yeah.
You're an animal, Says.
I appreciate it. I mean, it shows how serious he is. 'Cause he wouldn't go to bed after 9:30.
Yeah.
Morning, everyone. We'll get straight into it. Should we go early today? Or no? Should I do one more loop?
Go for it. You can do one more.
I can do one more loop. I'll do one more loop, guys. Here we go.
G'day,
We
Ian.
make that
G'day,
promise.
Glenn.
We got to stick to it. If you're coming to Friday night drinks, give us a comment. Say yes or no.
And hit the like button, please.
If it's a maybe, I don't want to hear it. You have to make a definitive choice right now.
That NDI is struggling a little bit.
No, it's going to the beach.
Utes just
ABS is playing up.
happy birthday to Show Baker's mum today.
Amazing.
G'day, Rain Man.
Happy
you, babe.
60th.
60, that's a
Jump
big one.
into the WhatsApp, guys. Have you checked your WhatsApp lately? What's been happening there? Why don't you say hello? Tiff sent the tongue photos. She's the mugs in the mail.
Oh. Save it for the show. Save it for the show.
45
No worries,
seconds,
Casey.
everyone.
Hope you enjoy the new internet.
Seconds. It's 11 a.m. here in Melbourne. Let's do it. It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 695.
Happy Thursday, Gronks. What's going on? What's happening?
Not much. Let's talk about Sevs first.
Sevs.
Sevs,
Oh my
here we go.
God, I haven't seen
What's
you.
up?
I jumped on the call when you weren't there. You look shit
Your
house.
eyes.
Yeah. You okay? Have you
Dude.
been stung by a bee?
Dude,
A little bit tired.
my God, Mr. Puff.
Yeah,
It's actually pretty.
I had
full
a
on,
little
isn't
bit
it?
of a.
Have you had an
I had a
allergic
little bit of a late
reaction to
night.
staying up late?
You look like you got stung by
Yeah,
a
a little
bee
bit.
around the eyes.
Yeah.
Jesus, mate.
Oh,
Tell us
definitely.
about
And
Yeah,
what's in your
definitely.
hair? What is the white stuff in your hair?
The what? I don't know. It might be the hair stuff that I put in. I just didn't put it in fully.
Is it coconut? Are you still
It's,
using coconut?
Nah, it's some. I can't curl killer or something like that.
You're trying to kill the curls.
No. It's meant to. I don't know.
Killer
meant to
curls?
It's meant to
create
give
more
you
curls.
killer
curls.
curls,
That's
Josh.
it. Yeah.
Not
yeah,
curl
yeah.
killer.
That's it.
Curl
Yeah, yeah.
killer would imply
Um,
that it's a straightening product.
Like a bit slow.
Says
this
for a
morning.
guy that likes to have it dialed in, you seem far from being dialed in, son.
Mm.
You've leaned in
Yeah.
hard, which has meant that you're not dialed in anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been a bit rattled this morning because I was sleeping in and I had an absolute meltdown when I realised that a courier was going to come pick up our TV and it hadn't been taken off the wall and the courier wouldn't do anything. And so I woke up in a panic. Josh, because I messaged Josh in the morning, he's like, "Nah, sleep in a little bit." And so it was after that when I
You had
was
to run
sleeping
it
in
past
that-
your psych, you know?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
But anyway,
because
so
you message because Gronk accountant Jason Robinson's going to be on Jason PJ, and
Yeah.
Oh, it's a big week for Jace.
Yeah,
It's
this
a
is
big
huge.
week for Jason Robinson.
Big week.
I think there's
Big
how long
week.
until he becomes sort of the entertainment sort of accountant. He's sort
Mate,
of like
he
doctor.
may manage our books, but we are going to manage his media career. He'll be on
How
the
many
books with big
dogs
media
have-
company.
How many dogs died from Dr. Chris Brown going on just being busy with his TV show?
Should
Bondi vet,
I?
isn't it?
Should we put in a few calls to see if we can get him on the Today Show or
Oh, yeah.
Get Harry to
That
sort
would
him
be,
out.
yeah,
Channel
that'd
7.
be great.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh, I'm sure we could
start
get.
pimping him out.
I'm enjoying it, but so you got a message in the morning from Paris asking about that, and so you seemed rattled at that stage already. So have you written back to this already? Wasn't it a private DM?
Well, so I was just wondering if you got that message as well,
No.
or
It's
if it
just
was I wasn't sure if she
Or was
wrote
it-
to me or to you as
No.
well, or the show.
Was
or
it in
whatever.
your account? Because that's usually
Yeah, it
to
was
you
in
if
my
it's
account.
inside of your. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that was to you, Sevs.
Yeah.
But,
It was in your account,
but the
babe.
thing was, it was like 6:00 that I think I got that message, and it was like
Yeah,
8:00 by the time I replied to it. So I was wondering if, like,
Okay.
in the
Fucked it.
meantime, because I was
Did you
too
worry
slow,
No, I
that you
guess
may
she went to
have
Josh.
ruined the opportunity for Jason?
Potentially, especially because I was lucky. I got up at 8. I woke up at 8 and then fell back asleep later. But yeah, if I pushed it out to 9, it would have been a little bit of a nightmare.
Unbelievable,
But
mate. You've
it's all
pulled it
good.
together. How many hours sleep have you had, Mr. 97?
Maybe 4.5.
That's not
Are
enough.
you a good?
Your immune system's being compromised at this moment.
Yeah, it's pretty down.
And so, what's your Are you good quality in the final 2 hours? Like, what do you?
Nah, probably not that great quality, to be honest.
And so you just sort of like laying
it's just
there
like trying
with
to, yeah, just trying to keep my eyes just open.
But I sort of
It's so
understand
cute.
it. The
It's
thing is,
so
like, we
cute. We've
criticise,
all
but
been
we've
there,
all
haven't
done
we?
it. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I used to be so knackered after when I first got together. I'm just thinking with Amy. Oh yeah, after a big weekend because we were doing long distance. Sounds horrible, but we would like to stay up and be
Yeah.
around each other.
What
It's,
about
it's
you, George?
very
Did you
cute.
ever do sort of long?
I'm trying to
long
think. I don't
phone
think we
calls?
ever. No, I don't think we ever really did that. But what I did do, before we were actually like properly going out, I would be calling Hannah in the middle of the night when I was pissed, like all the time. So she hated that, and she lived in quite a small house with her room had like an open kind of wall, so her mum was in there as well, and so I kept waking her up. So with the phone calls and stuff. So
What would you say?
oh, just what are you doing? Come out. Just be rowdy.
Just drunk dive.
I mean,
That was my version. Yeah.
Show Bakers just said, get the Queen to help you get a face mask stat.
Yeah.
I feel like
yeah,
it
you know what
definitely
you
needs
need?
some of those. You know those eye
need
things,
some
the
eye
James
drops.
Cosmetica
Oh, yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
I
you're
could do
sitting
with
there
some of
that
those
thing
at
that
the
like
moment.
it looks like a little steamroller.
I've
but
got
Oh, the
mini
little
in
roller.
pink.
Yeah, I could
We
definitely
got one
do
too,
with one of
JJ.
those.
Bodie
Yeah.
loves it. Bodie
They're
gets
so
around
nice.
it.
They're
Loves
real
rolling it.
cold.
Jem was using it the other day though. It's been a big week for a few of us. I mean, Jason, big nights for Sevs. Big day yesterday for you, Georgie boy. How are you coming off the back of your hump day replay?
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm crashing after that high. It was, it was great. The feedback was pretty amazing. So pumped about that. I just don't know
Are
how
you
I'm gonna
nervous
keep this up.
now about the...
Lower your expectations, everyone. Just.
Was it Stuart in the
Yeah.
comments that suggested sort of some people are starting to send you self-help content to try and get you through this creative struggle?
Yeah, I haven't listened to it yet, but I will. It's just about, like, I guess who was saying, isn't that Seth Godin thing, the dip, where
Yeah.
you're,
Are you in the
day
dip
before
now?
something comes out.
You in the dip?
No, I'm post dip, but I was pretty far down the dip, I think.
Okay, but that's good if you go through the
before.
dip. Like on the other end of the dip
Yeah.
is normally the really good stuff.
Yeah.
So you come
And
out.
then
I mean,
now-
Stuart sent you through a recommendation. Danny Javerts on YouTube. It's all
What
about
is-
sharing
yeah,
work
I wanna
and
get
having
around.
anxiety around that. So,
Mm.
I mean, that's probably a good
Oh,
thing
100%.
to
I think
watch.
the challenge for creatives or anyone putting out stuff into the world is that it never feels. It doesn't have to feel. Or the exchange isn't. It will feel awesome when you're about to put it out, or even when you're doing it, you'll feel awesome. It's like sometimes you feel motivated and pumped to get something done, and then sometimes you feel shit, but you show up and get it done, and then it could be the same outcome, but the feeling of the process has been different each time. I think that the lesson of this show, as you know, Josh, it's like, yeah, every day you
gotta do it.
What's for sure is that every day you will not feel exactly the same as the previous day, and so that gives comfort in the days you feel shit, and it gives, it's a bit annoying to the days that you feel great, because tomorrow could be a complete different process.
I mean, I
Feeling the
feel like
process.
there's a certain, like with the daily talk show, I've become a little bit immune to it, but I noticed that with the alone
Yeah.
outside stuff, like the having a new project and then just the, like, why am I doing this? Like, I don't think I'll
Yeah.
do it anymore. It's
I think
just
something from you should keep going. I loved it. Just keep it
thank
coming, keep it coming, because it's not about
having the option.
I
Having
think-
the option of doing it in the Arvo has helped, because like doing the
Yeah.
mornings every single time was sort of like a two-pronged. It's almost like going to the gym. If you only go in the morning, if that's your only option, and you're not a morning
Yeah.
person, you're getting hit twice. Whereas having the option of
Yeah.
doing the evening helped.
I've been thinking about Pete Shepard's conversation around the why and the what, and so for us, I was thinking our why, Josh, is probably quite similar, and I was thinking about how you stick to something, the something being the what, and then it's like, for us creating this community, telling stories, having that outlet, and I think you probably like the what more so than I like the what. Like, how you can sort of, in your mind you're like, I'm the video guy and I want to do that.
I love
and
I like
that's
the
where I see-
process. Like I can get really into the process.
Yeah, and the audio side of things. But I think your this being the what being the podcast, and the what for you has probably been more connected, but the why for me has probably been the one that I've found the connection to. It's like I never thought I'd be in radio. I remember thinking, I've got a shit voice, I'd never be good at that. And then somehow I'm in fucking radio, but then I'm like, I love the process. I love connecting, telling stories and entertaining and the feeling, so it's like I'm more connected to that. And so in my mind, it's like at that point, the what isn't always what matters. It could
But
be
if you
a
want to
podcast, it could
perform,
be-
if you want to, say if you want to connect with people, then you've got to work out a what of doing it. And so if you like playing guitar, I feel like that makes it a lot easier to be a rock star than if you if you don't like playing.
Yeah, I guess it's like something that you like enough to show up each day, but then a true why, like a real why behind the thing you do, can be something super stimulating and super rewarding, right? And so it's like you like something enough to show up, but then the reward, the why of why you're doing it, is enough to then stimulate you as you go through. I'm not saying I don't like the audio medium, but it's not in my mind the first choice. It's something that I've had to sort of think about, because you can easily look at these people who have a successful video channel, but then you're like, my version isn't what they've created. This is the path I'm on. It's awesome. And so it's like I think people do get caught up in the what before, they're like, it's romanticized of the what.
I guess the thing is, though, that the why is maybe...
Sev's just thinking about why the fuck he's here and why he's tired. Look at him. Look at him. He's like, what am I doing to myself? Why?
You'll look back at
you're
this.
You're getting worse. You're blotchy.
It is.
That's what I look like after a big night.
Doctor.
I was playing
Sorry,
Monopoly.
JJ.
I was playing Monopoly very quickly. We did a bit of... we tried the whole virtual gaming thing with Sevs and Grace and Bree last night, and by 11:30 I was fucked. And the idea that Sevs looked like a mess then, and so the idea that you then kicked on from 11:30 until 4 is actually outrageous, because I'm like, oh, this kid needs to go to bed. I left, like, we decided to finish up because we felt that you needed to go and didn't want it to be awkward.
Okay. It had nothing to do with the fact that you thought you were going to win and you got absolutely smashed.
Well, this is... the thing is, TJ, can you explain how does Monopoly work? Explain the rules, the game, the theory.
Oh, dude. Aren't you meant to accumulate as much property and money? Like, you're meant to be... Is it? I don't know. I haven't... To be
so
honest,
if you had to apply a strategy, because I had my strategy in my head, but it was so low level, it was so like unintuitive. It made strategic sense if you didn't understand the whole rest of the game. So have a guess. Like, what would you do? What would your strategy
buy
be?
lots of property, but it doesn't mean that the properties are worth good coin.
Okay. Well, that's what I thought that a Gronk would think. My strategy was holding on to.
I thought you would.
Yeah, go on.
That's exactly what I was going to guess. I thought you would have been a guy to just not buy anything until you land on Mayfair or whatever, and then only get the expensive ones.
That's literally what happened.
So I had Mayfair.
You had it?
I did have Mayfair, but the thing is that
I had Park Lane.
Yeah. Well, so this is the thing. This is what I didn't understand.
Stalemate.
This is why I didn't understand. And if I had understood this, the whole game would have been different. I didn't remember about hotels and houses. Forgot about that. I didn't know, so there was that bit. The other bit, I didn't realize that you needed all of one color to be able to start building on that. So if you think about it, how is a guy going to win a Monopoly game when he doesn't know he can build houses, hotels, and you collect the color? So I ended up with Mayfair. I hadn't put any hotels, or any houses on anything. I didn't try and get... I'm sure I probably could have gotten the other one. I didn't get the other one. I had heaps of money in the bank. I had 1,500. I had more money than anyone in the... Billions and billions. I'm sounding like Trump. But I had a lot of money in the bank. Lots and lots of money. And then, before you know it, Grace had put hotels on everything. And if you land on her property, I had to pay $800. Yeah.
It's $1,000.
I was wiped out on 2 rounds, like just going around twice.
Grace knows how to play the game.
Yeah, well, I didn't understand it, and so. But now
who's got the highest IQ out of that call? What's Grace? Sorry, not IQ. Interscore. What was Grace? Have you trumped her on the Interscore?
What do you?
I'm not sure what her score is.
You haven't asked it?
I haven't asked that. No.
I respect that.
There's a question for you. Look, there's tonight on a platter.
I mean,
baby.
I went out first in the game. Like, I went bankrupt first because I had an absolute nightmare. Like, I passed go twice and then landed on the income tax thing, and so I lost all my money and then paying everyone and going to jail.
On Job Seeker, they've brought out a new version of the Monopoly.
Do you reckon Barefoot Investor would be good at Monopoly?
It's a great idea.
I reckon it'd be annoying in any board game, to be honest. Just he would 100%.
You'd be splurging, Josh.
No,
you'd be
no,
looking
he would be the one to flip the board when he's lost. Just pissed off. He's not happy. But he would manage the bank. I'd respect that. But the good thing is there's no cheating going on. But the thing is that, so TJ, would you have known about the house, the hotel, all of that stuff?
I would have to have a full run through of the rules. I have no idea. I haven't played that game in years. I mean, the closest I've come is to winning a cheeseburger through McDonald's drive-through.
Oh yeah, the
Monopoly.
Well, this is the thing. But now it's that frustrating thing of you understand the game. And Grace has just said in the comments, 97 trumps me in the enter score. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, great.
I got 95 or something.
Yeah. But no, so
That's
I
nice. That's right, Josh.
I want to play again. I've sort of said let's move because we also downloaded Cluedo. But I feel like we need everyone to have a win in Monopoly before we move on to the next game. I feel like you're playing it once. You pay
Did
your
you
$6.
play through the whole game, or did you stop?
Yeah, so Bree wanted to.
It's a quick game.
Bree likes to go to bed.
It's a quick
fairly
game, did you
early.
say?
Well,
Yeah,
No, it
Monopoly
was
usually
what,
takes
3
like
hours?
days.
yeah. Bree
3
looked up.
hour
Was it
game,
you,
yeah.
Sevs, or Bree that looked
2
up
hours?
how long the longest game had gone for?
No, that was Bray, I think.
70
I've
hours.
definitely played Monopoly.
So 70
for,
days. 70 days.
70 days.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely
70
played for
days.
days at a time, like probably a week, I reckon. I've played a game of Monopoly.
Mhm.
Gets intense. I love it though.
Oh, I don't
And so
know.
now that I understand, I
have
was
time
so
for it.
pissed off because it took until once I saw what Grace was doing, I was like, fuck, I understood. So I bought houses on everything. I just like went crazy. And then obviously I had to fucking mortgage all of it. So I ended up with a board that I had houses that I like, and I was selling like, how much the houses cost? Do you remember how much houses cost?
They're $100 each, I think.
And then I would sell them the next round for 25.
For 25.
Because it was just this like cycle of like trying to accumulate. But now that I understand, I
God.
want to play. But the other thing I was thinking is, if you're a Gronk and want to play Monopoly with me, I'm just going to in the WhatsApp, go onto VIP Gronks on the WhatsApp, just message me, and we'll start a game because I feel like I need to have a few under my belt.
This is
The app
digital?
is $6
So-
as well.
Yeah. It's iPhone.
Okay.
Actually,
Oh, it's an app.
So you're all playing from your own place on your phone, or you?
Yeah.
What were you doing? You would have been
Bree
doing
had the
iPad or
I
something,
gave
Josh.
I gave Bree
Do you
the
stream
iPad.
it to the TV?
Well,
Do you go
no, it was-
that would be
no-
good, getting it on the TV.
Oh, you know what?
The iPad experience must be great. You should do that with your phone, just because Bree's got the big iPad screen, and then
Yeah.
you can have the phone on the TV.
Well, because we did Pictionary, I gave Bree the iPad for Pictionary. That's a huge.
Maybe you need it.
Yeah, I nearly bought the iPad Pro with the pencil just because I couldn't fucking draw quick enough with my finger on the iPhone. But but you know, so yeah, the Monopoly thing, $6. But the outrageousness is, Sevs is on my family app account, and I said, "Hey, Sevs, I've bought Monopoly, so you, Bree, and I don't have to pay. Like I've paid the $6. We've all got it." And then we go on, and Sevs sort of flex that he bought Monopoly. He's like, "Guys, I didn't want to use yours." He's on the family account. He's on my family Spotify. Like he's on everything. Like he's integrated. Every time I go on iCloud. Why?
Yeah, but I mean, he's sensing the dictator will take over his life. If he has you fronting everything for him,
But
and
he
then
can
he's like,
play
"How do
Monopoly
I get
without,
out?"
like-
this is
But this is the
This
weird
is
thing. Like, so
classic
what were you
manipulation.
doing? Was it? Did Grace tell you to fork the money out?
No, well, I mean, you hadn't bought it yet, right? Like it was probably like, when did we start? Like 9 or 8 or something?
Yeah, no.
It was just slightly before that. You hadn't bought it yet, and so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna download it. But we had a conversation around like whether you'd bought it or downloaded it yet, and you hadn't. So
But
I
then,
went and
Yeah, but the bigger question is for Jason Robinson: is that $6 a tax write-off? If
Oh, that's
you're
a good
talking
point.
about it now on the show, it's
well,
a
I mean,
great
I
point.
think
And
that
can he
anything
do
that
it?
Sevs does with me can be a tax write-off, which is, it's got kill two birds with one stone. But TJ, you were asking me before about my Audible. He's
Yeah.
like, mate, I need to be logged back into your Audible.
Yeah, definitely. but I mean, I'm cautious. I'm not on your family account and have no interest in being in your family account. I mean, we are find friends, which, I mean, you know where I am in any time. You like to keep a tab
George,
on people.
how do you feel
guys should
about being on
I want to
Find
get on
Friends?
that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I'll add you
Do
guys.
you?
I know when you
Yeah,
come
but
and
like when
I'm
an
not going
edit's
anywhere.
running late, when an edit's running late for us, George,
Yeah.
Well,
I
he's just
mean,
gonna
we
at
will
his
be
desk.
checking Find Friends.
Yeah. I realised I haven't been on it for the last few months because everyone I know is just exactly where they should be.
Yeah,
So
true.
then to-
True, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the worldwide Find Friends. It's been deployed. Everyone
do you
is where
think-
they are.
But the Audible thing, because I sort of understand the family thing is very integrated, just the way that it's all positioned
That's
as well.
what I'm talking about.
It's
yeah.
too much. But I then offered.
So
I
am I
was
your
saying,
kid?
You're just a dependent, which is fine.
Okay.
Which
I
is
put it
fair.
on the
That's a fair.
yeah. On all of our stuff, I've got one dependent. But the no. So with Audible, I've given that to a lot of people. So I've bought a lot of Audible books, and it's an easy win. I can give my mates the logins, and they can listen to it. Right? It's very easy.
Yeah.
I said to Sevs, we're talking about So You've Been Publicly Shamed, a great John Ronson book.
Great book.
And I said, Grace wanted to read it. I said, hey, Sevs, here is my Audible. This is before all the Monopoly bullshit that happened. I said, here's my password. You can log Grace in to the Audible so she has access to all the books. She refuses. She 100% refuses to log into my Audible.
Why?
Well, this is
A
what
lot
I said.
of pushback, isn't there?
I said to her, I'm like, I don't care if you can still break up with Sevs. I don't care if you can still use the Audible. But she says she didn't want to leech. Do you think, like, George,
Yeah, I mean,
are you?
That's fair. That's fair.
I get it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a better person than I am.
Well, because
that-
you
in
are,
that
like,
respect.
TJ, you would, I feel like you're very comfortable in just leaning into the, like, what's
Leeching.
for offer.
Yeah.
Not leeching. I think that's probably an aggressive word.
No, I think the point there is what's for offer. If someone offers something, Jason, our accountant, offered a bottle of gin. I didn't take it. I put Sevs forward, but I knew you guys wouldn't have said, "Hey, I'll take it." And so when someone offers you something, it's actually quite polite to accept, depending on what that is.
What's the whole
Doesn't it? If
tar-off
it's
thing?
You
You need like tar-offing,
Yeah.
like it's a not like I see it as an absolute slap in the face, like when someone doesn't accept my Audible. You know, it's actually
Yeah.
it's quite rude.
But maybe she will. Maybe she's just doing the tar off.
Yeah.
She's no, Josh. I don't want to be.
George,
Or
are
she's-
you
I'll
someone
listen
who
to books.
takes something? If I bought you is a drink's a different thing? Like if this was a big Gronk party, and I was sort of getting a bit
Yeah.
loose on the card and say, hey, I'll get you a drink. Are people funny about accepting drinks?
Nah, not necessarily. Like, I think for me, I would go, okay, great, I'll get you next one. So it's just like a 1-for-1 type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you offered me the Audible login, I reckon I'd be like, I don't really listen to it. And you'd be like, no, I have it. I'd be like, okay, I'll do it. I'll
Would you be doing that more for
Just
me?
the initial pushback.
I'll be doing that for you, yeah. No, but I would like
I think
to
there is
start
people
listening to
though,
more
Josh, that like. So I've come across as a taker. I've come across many
As a
givers
bottom?
in my life. No, this is not bottom or top. As a taker though, I think there is a power play. Like I've got mates who will like powerfully insist on paying for shit.
But do I
And it
ever
is
bring it up?
definitely-
Do I feel like I pride myself on doing it and then letting it go, and like people don't get
What?
like Sevs.
What,
Have
you
I?
brought it
Ever,
up? handing over
Twice
stuff?
with Grace in a couple of days.
no, the thing is, she hasn't taken me up on the offer. That's where like the pushback.
No, but what I'm
have.
saying is, getting to the root of it, there is a power attainment through being the person that looks after others.
Mhm.
And so one person in particular I'm thinking about, it's like, mate, always just trying to get. It's like I think it's a flex with money. I know they've got some kind of complex around not having much growing up, and now they've sort of made some cash, and it's like, nah, I'm the guy paying. And
Well,
so,
the-
but I
yeah.
see that, and so, which is kind, but it's also fulfilling their need. in some certain way. It's a weird sort of thought. I mean, this is not relating to you, Josh. I know you're very generous and you definitely don't try and seek any reward outside of
Unless we're having a blow up,
getting it
and then
paid.
I will bring it all out.
Oh, no, you have a extensive list of what people owe you.
Yeah.
And Sevs, you're not really a taker. We offer you heaps of shit, and we have. Like,
It's because he doesn't like coffee.
I reckon you've saved us thousands over the last year by just rejecting us saying, mate, you want a smoothie? You want a coffee? You want some lunch? You want that? Like, you don't, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
But George, I bought you a coffee this morning, so
Yeah, he did.
yeah.
After our
I love
exercise.
it. I like buying. I like buying shit for you, George.
I think there's
I'll get you
something.
next.
Shannon's
Yeah, go on, Sebs.
Shannon just says, Josh, I feel like if you do something nice for someone, you can't bring it back up. I don't accept things for this reason. I'm not saying you do, but it's something to be aware of.
I definitely don't know. I feel like I am. It's been very, very rare where I would have brought something up, and it's normally when I feel like I'm in a corner. But also, I feel like if I'm with if I'm hanging out with a wealthy friend, who I will one for one. Like if I'm doing lunch or things like that, because they've obviously gotten into the habit of just going up and they'll just pay like straight up. It's not even a consideration. And so I feel like I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't want to sort of, but also just have that expectation. I think it's just seems rude to just sort of stand back and, you know.
Yeah. I guess what your line of thinking could be, tell me if I'm wrong, is that if you have money, you are then on the lookout for people who are trying to take advantage of you. And I don't necessarily think that is accurate. I think there's people who have literally, they're wealthy and they've removed that thinking of paying for friends and shit like that. Like it's just, they just do it because they can. It is a weird one. Like I don't think any of us, we're not in the situation at the moment, definitely, of not having a thought in our mind. Like, who was it? The Twitter, it's one of the maybe Jack Dorsey talking about. Oh no, it was someone else, but they were talking about like when they started making shitloads of money, the stages of what thinking got dropped. It's like, oh no, they're talking about wealth, and they're like thinking about what you're having for dinner based on a money aspect.
Well, it's like Jerry Seinfeld and the I'm trying to think of the other stand-up, but they spoke about it where they prepay. Like it's become such a thing where it's like their assistant will call the restaurant, they give the credit card details. I mean, that's handy. I mean, the funny thing is I give so much shit to Grace and Shannon saying stuff too about being the same way. I think me being this way, I don't necessarily, like I like having my own shit. I don't want someone else's Audible account. So I get the pushback because there's been plenty of times where it's like when you're a kid, are you the one that has people over to your house? Are you the host or are you the one going over to people's house? And I was always like...
I guess the first question is, do you have friends? Is probably the first one before you
I was always the... Well,
do you have any mates?
Well, so I would
You were the
host,
host, were you?
I would always host. And I sort of prided myself on being sort of... And I got criticised. Mum would get very pissed off because Kyle Hobson would have a small drink. He could never finish his glass of Coke. Right. And I would always pour it full. And she's like, Kyle can't drink that much drink. It's going to waste. But I was just being generous, you know.
Yeah.
I realised I've actually done a similar thing, Josh. Because Hannah loves like the Real Housewives and all those sort of shows. I've got Hey You subscription.
Oh.
And
this is like the reality show thing, is it?
Yeah.
George.
Yeah. So it's like $8 a month. And you got all those shows. And I remember we were out one night and our friend Paula was out and she was like, oh yeah, I like those sort of shows. And I'm like, give me your phone. Like downloaded the app, signed. I don't think she's ever used it, but now she's somewhere out there with my account on her phone. So
yeah.
You
feel like a big dog, don't you? You feel like a top dog.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I was talking to a mate who had recently gone through a breakup and he was setting up his TV and he logged into a Netflix account and it turned out it was his ex's, and she definitely would have received a message saying, Simon's just gone
New
into
device
his
logged in,
Netflix.
yeah.
Which seems a bit pathetic, doesn't it, when you're using your ex's Netflix?
Can you get an update? Can you see if he's been kicked off it?
Well, I think he
That's the
straight
big
away
like-
signed out. He freaked out. But
okay.
I do remember when in Europe, every hotel I'd go to, I would want to set up like Netflix and YouTube, mainly YouTube actually. Because I wanted to be able to watch my subscriptions on the smart TVs. But then I'd fucking forget. And so there was a time where I had like 4 TVs around Europe in hotels and Airbnbs that were logged into my account.
I did a mass log off in my Netflix just recently, and I think there was just having some issue. There's too many devices on, but it might have been a laptop, it might have been someone I've given the password to. But anyway, it feels good. It's worth just jumping on doing a sort of mass log out, mate. I tell you, this is haven't brought it up with my wife, so I don't know if I can label this a tanty yet. Can't be doing tanties behind her back about her that I haven't even spoken to her about the issue.
That's okay. George can send it through. Maybe George could do an exclusive interview with Amy.
Mate,
great.
I tell you what.
Go for it.
For the last 3 days, I have been needing to log back into everything on my computer. She was on a Zoom call. I set her up. Thought that's a nice thing to do. She looks the best on the Zoom call based on the setup that we've created here at my house, thanks to the big media company. But she's logged me out of everything and logged herself in, and then logged herself out. So everything is not logged in, and it's weird. It'd be like if someone got in your car and they'd moved the seat forward, they'd changed all the stations. That's what it felt like. I feel like I don't know how to drive this car anymore. And so I've had to log
My
back
dad
into
is like
absolutely everything.
I've seen it like when I was a kid, or like sort of that learners type of thing, changing the seat. I reckon like Dad would sit in the seat before his ass was fully down. He would fucking, if it had changed at all, he'd be flailing. He's motherfucker, someone's changed the seat. We can't go. Like it was a big deal.
Dude,
what is she logged out of? Facebook?
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, Gmail. Like it's absolutely everything, dude. Couldn't believe it. I was like, what else have you got into?
Is your Pornhub subscription still? Who signs into Pornhub, by the way? Like, I feel like it's a certain time, because they were offering free COVID subscriptions, weren't they?
Yeah. As it was all over.
Harry would be on it.
Yeah, he was. He posted it in our group chat, in our Facebook group.
Yeah, it feels like a weird one to log into. So you can comment? Is that the sort of the appeal? You want to be able to
be fair, the comments are very funny. Have you read through them?
They always do that release of like best comments on Pornhub, or the best names. Sevs, I'm sure you're across this as the producer. Do you have any of the best comments? Like, haven't you seen those articles, like the BuzzFeed or whatever they are? That's
hang on.
Just don't know how I'd feel as a person doing just.
Oh, there's a subreddit. It's called Pornhub Comments.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, you were reading this out to us once. Can you read out some of them? Find some doozies.
Guys, be careful. This has nudity.
Sorry. Casey
Go
just
George.
said you got to keep that favourites list, so that's why he signs in, so he can keep a list of his favourites.
Yeah.
I think that potentially.
Is this in Pornhub? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
I appreciate the honesty.
Oh, okay. Got to keep the
that makes
favourites
sense.
list. What is that? Okay, yeah. So you can see. So you got your selection.
Yeah.
It's the modern day, DVD selection at your house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no,
it's
my
it's
son
a
left
fair
his
commitment,
computer
though.
open. My son left his computer open. I ain't even mad. This is some good shit.
I don't know. More,
this
please.
is funny. There's a title that says, "I hold the door open for strangers in public, almost caught," and one of the comments was, "What a slut."
What else?
Oh, Casey's a she.
There's a couple more.
Sorry
Two more.
about that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
Casey.
thought so. I wasn't gonna.
You
point
should have
it
corrected
out,
me.
There's someone who's got the username God and he's verified. That's quite cool. Here you go.
Was
I've
that-
been
was that a
jerking
comment?
off
Yeah.
like this for a year now, and then someone said, "Keep at it, my dude. You'll come any day now."
There's a little snippet.
Yeah, all right, that's
for you.
enough smutty comments. That was good.
They got way smuttier than what I thought it would. The drinks for Friday
Friday
night.
night. It's happening. That's tomorrow,
Shannon
dude. Far out.
was WhatsApping me. What are you doing that face?
No. I can't. No, I can't read that. No. I just no.
He
Ignore that comment. It's an absolute nightmare.
You are. Tired,
I'm not
aren't
reading
you?
it. It's to do with kids
Yeah,
in
yeah.
school. It's
Yeah.
to do with
No,
kids
you
in
just-
school
you don't
zone.
have to-
So
you don't
it's
have to
just
mention anything.
yeah.
Probably could have stopped. So Shannon.
We didn't actually
was-
see it. You didn't actually need to bring it up, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon was messaging about the Aperol.
Oh,
So-
yeah, are you getting it?
Well, I wanted to get the Aperol, but my concern is this because I've only started just getting into drinking. Is it?
I reckon we could make a compilation of the amount of times you've said that over the last 2 years.
Yeah. When can you
Up there in
drop?
the 50s.
I'm getting into it. When after? Yeah. When after starting to drink, can you then? Because you've come from not being a drinker, which I never found. I've never had that experience of saying I never drank and now I drink. Which last
Well, you
year I
did.
just took a year off, but
you
yeah, but
mentioned
a
it
year
lot.
off. But as an adult,
Mhm.
The transition, like, started having beers when I was young, but never identified as the previous self of like never had beers. I wasn't a drinker.
Yeah,
It just sort of happened.
it's
So
it's
how
definitely an
long can you-
identity thing. You like
How
when
long
we
until
went.
you can drop it?
I reckon probably once I've tried all the drinks, once I've sort of made all of my own. Like
Yeah.
when we were in New York and you were in the park, like you had
that was
that beer,
great.
that was completely illegal. But so I didn't drink. I wouldn't have gotten a drink, did I? I didn't drink. It was just you.
No, you didn't. Oh, but then you had one at we went to the
Standard,
rooftop
was
at the
it?
Standard in
Yeah.
New York. Oh, that was
You
so
had
nice.
something.
And you and Breezer had a nice little cocktail.
Oh, that's right.
I was drinking then. Yeah, I had a little something. But
And so-
yeah, there was definitely not the drive to sort of keep going. Whereas
Yeah.
if you wanted to launch, I would have launched. But you didn't
Mhm.
want to.
No.
And so it felt like I was around people that don't drink and were having just like a, cocktail.
But
to
I
be
also
sort of fun
cracked it
in New
because you
York
said
City.
that. Remember, we went to Chinese tuxedo, and you'd said,
yeah.
"Mate, I'm feeling shithouse. I can't go to the camera shop with you. You're gonna have to go on your own." So I went to the camera shop,
Yeah.
and then Eddie invited us before we did the episode at Chinese tuxedo. He invited us for a drink. And you're like, da 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 da, and you're getting right into it. And I
But
was
do you
real fucking
understand it now? Like, I would have been better off having a beer before walking into that camera store.
I guess we can.
You know what it
maybe-
feels. But in terms of now that you've had a few more beverages in your life, doesn't it make more sense that
Well,
like
yeah, but I enjoy camera shops, so I think that's probably part of it too.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
that is my alcohol. It was B&H actually, George. Have you been
nice.
to?
sick? I did a walk around, but I felt like absolute dog's ass.
Yeah, it was great.
Anyway,
everything.
so
yeah. So
said,
the Aperol stuff. Jem is saying that her mum Jill's going to be doing a tutorial at 2 p.m. for the Aperol.
Great.
But what
Tomorrow
I wanted to
or
tomorrow
today?
for
Okay, great, yeah.
Did I say today? Sorry.
no, you didn't. I was just clarifying.
Okay, I appreciate it. But the thing that I want to know is, this is more of a broad question, is it frowned upon to drink to get drunk?
No.
I mean, no, George, no, straight up. I don't think so. Like, what else do you smoke weed to not get high? What do you do? Like, do you smoke weed to not feel anything? Do you take any form of drug to not have the effect of it? Do you not take Panadol? You don't take Panadol.
So should I be
to not
unashamed?
cure your headache?
Should I just lean
guess
into that? You go, George.
It depends on the situation. Like, I think it's okay. You're not like you're not an alcoholic. You're doing it for in this environment. I don't think if you want to do it, then you should be allowed to.
Is that one step closer to being an alcoholic when someone says to you, you're not an alcoholic?
Nah,
No?
like George, if
You're
I
so
said
far
to you, bro, let's go to the pub on Saturday night, and you're like, yes, sweet, we'll have some dinner. We might sort of just kick on after. the thought isn't, if we're going to drink, if you've decided, yeah, I'm having some beers, the thought isn't, oh, well, I'm not getting, not necessarily unless, like, the result of doing that together is probably going to end up being intoxicated, being drunk. And so it's a different story, Josh. I think where it gets a problem is when you, like, I'm sure you've been in this, George, where you've said to yourself, nah, I'm not going to, and then you end up getting plastered, like multiple weekends in a row, where you're saying to yourself, no, I won't get drunk, and then all of a sudden
you're on the phone to Hannah.
Come on the phone to Hannah, yelling down. But no, I think it's
you're in
the
a problem.
Yeah, when you start sort of going against yourself, like you haven't got any strength to, any willpower to not, do the thing that you say you're wanting. So if you're just committing.
Also, I was wondering, also people in the comments, Grace, Jem, they're all Show Baker.
Shana.
Who is Stanley Tucci? Do we know who Stanley
Tucci?
Heard the name.
Tucci,
I think.
Tucci?
I've heard the name, but I haven't looked.
Stanley Tucci is an American actor, writer, producer, and film director involved in acting from a young age. He's made his film debut in the 1985
CNN video.
And so he's done a quarantine bartending skills video that I think everyone's talking about.
Yeah, amazing.
But no, so the reason I brought up the whole
fair enough.
The alcohol thing was because the comments, I think from Grace early this week, was that the Aperol Spritz won't give me the kick that I need, potentially. That it's sort of, you can drink it all night and not really feel it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you just got to explore.
And so I was talking to Shannon about it, and she was asking if I was doing the Aperol Spritz. And I said yes, but it would be good to have some shots. That's what I said, sort of on standby for kick-ons.
What sort of shots would you have?
Well, what about Fireball?
Oh yeah, I think you'd probably enjoy that.
What,
I think
what
you'd
do you
be
think,
fine with
George?
that.
Well, any shots make me want to vomit, but particularly Fireball. I can do tequila if I have some lime. And some
I had
salt.
tequila at Jem's New Year's Eve party. I thought that someone had some fucking drain cleaning fluid. It was disgusting.
Get that, Josh. Get Fireball or
literally
get
fuel.
What about Cafe Patron? You like coffee and
Yeah.
you can't. I mean, it's just alcohol, tequila. But if you put it in the freezer, it's really nice. It's like a coffee flavored tequila.
Lara was she's been dialing in her espresso machine. She's going to be doing espresso martinis, which
Solid.
I love the idea. Brie reminded me the last time she did, which I spoke about on the show, but I didn't tell the second part. She was cleaning the house when she got home. She had espresso martinis for a Christmas party.
Oh yeah.
Came home and decided that she needed to clean all the mirrors. And I thought it was funny. I took a photo. I put it in a WhatsApp group, and what I hadn't seen, but she had sort of a sleeveless top and no bra, and so I'd sent a photo of her breasts to the WhatsApp group, which
Did you revoke it? Did you pull it out? Can't you?
I said it
delete
wasn't that bad. I was like, it was like 4 friends.
Yeah. Well, I
she,
posted a photo when Amy in the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and I just didn't realise. And it kind of looks like a little finger, but it's Amy's nipple. It's on my Instagram still. And I
Could
was
have
like,
been worse.
we worked it out after. I was like, that's your nipple. And it was like, yeah, well. It's, context of it is fine. It's a baby on her chest. She's naked. He's naked. There's a slight, wrap, a blanket around him. But it's, there's definitely nipple.
Okay. And so shots or no shots?
I don't know, dude. Play it by ear. What do you want to do? Get a bottle. Get
Play
a
it
bottle,
by
have
ear.
it in
I
your
need to
house.
organize. So this is the whole funny thing. Everyone's like, just be cool, just play it by ear. I'm not at a fucking bar. I
guess
need to buy this stuff.
Mate, you live 10 metres from a bottle shop.
They won't serve me
just
if
go
I'm
with-
off my chops, will they?
Brecon run
Bullshit.
down.
Well,
Grab
last
Bullshit,
time,
mate. It's called a 24-hour bottle-o on Chapel Street. I've been there at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 9 a.m.
and you were
It's full on.
intoxicated.
Well, clearly, if you're up that hour trying to get a slab for the goons in the cab.
Okay. Grace is really going hard. She
Jeez.
keeps writing shots in the YouTube
Yeah.
chat. What is
Okay,
it about?
No,
like-
I think you've sorted it. I think you want clarity. Fireball, put it in the freezer, have it nice and cool. It tastes like
freezer's
big
very
red
full
chewing
at the
gum.
moment, to be honest. With the
That's all right. Put it in the fridge
whole
then.
panic
It's
buying.
just to chill it a little bit to make it a bit smoother. It's definitely I think the direction you go down, Josh.
Okay. What's the
Fireball.
flavour? Is it spicy?
Cinnamon. It's
Cinnamon, okay.
it's like big red chewy, but it's not. So it's definitely doable. Like to do multiple if you want.
Okay.
But we're not
Just don't wanna be
promoting
sick. Yeah. I just don't want to be
binge
sick.
drinking.
No.
Just don't get as drunk on the episode.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
during
yeah.
the episode.
Start later.
After
You-
Well,
party,
that's what I
Don't-
was thinking.
don't
If
do-
I do the Aperol or show, like pre-show, and
you're
then
fine.
through the show, I'll be fine. And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
so you thought I haven't watched back? Was I? I wasn't good.
Too loose? Yeah, absolutely.
dude. Even when you're like Emma, that one strap number,
Oh, beautiful.
is lovely,
I never said
Beautiful.
the word pussy. You said pussy maybe 10 times.
dude. Dude, do you not realise we've been recording these shows every day and what you said about Grace?
What did I say about Grace?
I don't know. Ask Grace.
No, what did I say? The tits comment. I mean, that was a joke.
What that
It's a great joke.
is me referencing a cat as a pussy, not a joke.
It feels like a lowbrow. I think
Anyway.
pussy versus tits. I think
think
tits is way cleaner than
I think
pussy.
mine's referring to a cat. Yours is referring to Mr. 97's girlfriend. Big difference.
Okay. All right.
You've
Were
lost
you
the
sad
plot.
that I
Are
left
you
that
drunk?
bit out of the video, Josh?
Was yeah? What were you going to say, Sam?
No, you go. I want to hear what you were going to say.
Wait, so that it wasn't included in.
Yeah.
I actually
that your
forgot. Was
punchline
that
wasn't
this?
included.
Should that have gone in this hump day? Did you?
Well, that was the whole thing.
No,
That
bury
was
the
after
lead.
Mason was after he was talking about the
Oh, that's right.
the messaging, and then you
Yeah.
came back with the great call, but I left that bit out.
No, I appreciate. I think it's
Good filter. That's a good
Yeah, I
filter.
think that's a good
Yeah, it's
filter.
good.
If
Good.
that's
I
a
think that
highlight,
the-
it's more inside baseball. I think it's.
Yeah,
I
I
think
didn't
it's
want.
on
I
the
thought it
line
a bit
for
too
like.
much. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
It's on
You
the
got that-
line
you
if
got
you
that in
listen
there.
to the show, and so you don't want to flex it on a weekly highlights and really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respectful to Grace too.
Good one. Right. It's a daily talk show. If you want to join us for Friday night drinks, all you have to do is go to thedailytalkshow.com/gronks. What are you laughing at, Sebs?
Lara has just written in comments, "Put your pussy away," and then TJ.
Yeah, that's too much. That's way worse. Do you not think
But it's not referring to
your
dude.
pussy?
Can we let's get a you talking about Sev's girlfriend sending you her tit shot versus me referring to
I
a
think
cat
the
in the
breasts
background
are way.
as a pussy.
I think
Absolutely
even
not.
saying it. I think that I think breast. Like,
Let's get
so
a
the thing is,
poll.
if
Talking
you-
about a human.
If you took a photo,
We don't have to highlight this on Insta stories.
yeah, no, we don't. But if you took a photo, you said about the finger and
The point is, it's massively
Amy's
contradictory.
nipple.
You calling me out for that when you talk about tits.
But I didn't.
Like,
I
it's
think
the
it's
same
very
thing.
different. No, it's not the same thing. If you'd said I sent a photo of Amy and I thought it was a little finger, but it was her vagina, I feel like that is more extreme than breasts.
You didn't
Don't
even
you?
use
You're
an
feeling more
example because
uncomfortable.
we've got one. Oh, absolutely not. I think you've lost the fucking plot thinking that it was okay to say that about Sev's girlfriend. Yeah.
I think it was fine. I think that we probably should have just let it go, to be honest. But my point was
Crystal
that pussy
Crystal
about-
saying this is collapsing, and Shannon says, "Let it go, let it go."
Everyone's saying
So
stop.
we should
stop
probably
the show.
wrap up. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Lara says, "TJ, you can't talk your way out of this one."
Yeah, see, Lara is saying that. Like, I think when they talk
Yeah.
about spiraling, it's referring to TJ.
I mean,
It's
when you
definitely
told
smart. Yeah,
Butterbean that you fucked his grandma, it was a bit different.
Yeah, well, so you don't have to bring up every single joke I've ever made on the show.
Yeah, I don't call people out for any jokes ever, unless I've been called out and I feel like it's an injustice.
But it's all context, right?
Anyway.
Can I just say that
George.
according to Instagram, 55% of our audience are female. So
Yeah.
there you
So
go.
watch. So what do you? What
So
do
we're
you?
very,
Where were you going to go
think
with that, George?
for the most part. Don't know. Just saying that we're not just four bloody blokes online. Just fucking
Yeah.
You guys, you're fine. It's all good.
Thanks, George.
Thanks, George.
No worries.
You really.
Grace
sucked us
says
up.
Josh too far. She's on TJ's side.
I'm on TJ's. Well, that's this.
There's
is an
a
absolute
to be
shit
fair,
show.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pulling.
There
the
probably is a
Audible.
little
I'm
bit of
changing
bias.
the password.
Yeah,
now.
pulling the
Yeah,
Audible.
I'm changing the Audible password. You've done it, and you too, TJ. You can fuck off. You're not getting the Audible.
I don't have it already.
Well, you're not having it now. You're right.
You're off the family account, Mason.
Yeah, yeah, Mason. Good luck. I've put parental controls. You're not using your phone app as well. All right, we're done. And George,
Yeah.
no fine friends for you.
Anyway,
Good. Fuck. It's only 11:50.
Fuck. What are you guys
Yes, I'm
gonna do for the
hungry.
next few hours?
Sleep.
I'm
Got
gonna
a
do
nap?
some shopping.
Oh, really?
I have to
Nice,
get some
you look
shopping.
really-
I'm
Exhausted.
dehydrated, to be honest.
oh, same.
We've run out
I need to
of.
have my smoothie.
We're going through a whole cylinder of the soda stream every week.
That's solid.
Yeah, it's
That is
annoying.
solid.
You have to go to the
18
server.
bucks a cylinder, is it?
Yeah. You have to bring in the other one. But now I can't drink normal water.
Yeah, that's
It
slightly
happens.
annoying.
It's
Yeah.
so annoying. It's
Right. Yeah, so you
annoying.
can, thedailytalkshow.com/Gronks, sign up there. Make sure, if you are a VIP Gronk, make sure that you have WhatsApp installed, because then we can chat. We're getting some fantastic chats going on, and I'm
Don't
really
send us
enjoying
tongue
it.
pics though.
Yeah, no tongue pit. That was a...
And
that's a bit of
feet.
gear.
Don't need feet. Don't need feet pics either.
Yeah, we're probably done with that, to be honest.
Any body part pics?
No.
What about
That's okay.
what's
You
a
could just send a
creative
selfie.
challenge? Is there any creative challenge? I can get, actually, this is a good way. Can you send a photo of you getting your drinks or a video? Let's do that. Can you do a video of you getting your drinks? So whether you are following that Stanley bloke, doing a mixing thing, or Jill, whatever it is. Why is it? What's funny, Seb?
Just a little mixing thing. Making a cocktail.
What was that, TJ?
I was just
Yeah, what
flicking
flew
something.
across the screen there?
Like
I'm just
glitter?
flicking something. I'm pretty bored.
Okay, all right.
There you go.
All right, anyway. We'll see
You're
you
pretty
at 4
bored.
PM, guys.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Have a
get
good
we
one.
get caught in these 5-minute loops of trying to finish the show. Somehow.
Oh,
we
hang
can't.
on. No. Just
Look, I'm doing it right now.
we actually, Josh, you mentioned that we haven't got any reviews for in a week, but we have got one. It's from Nelson92. Natural, lighthearted, and 10 out of 10 banter. Great company to keep with me through working from home in these strange times. 5 stars.
Perfect.
Good one.
Love it.
Do you reckon this sets people up? Like, I wonder when we'll get an angry review.
Nah.
Nah.
I don't know. Depends how much smut you keep bringing. Maybe.
Yeah, 4 blokes
bit-
just... Yeah, it's not great.
Mate, you there definitely will be at some point, but that's okay. You got to take it with
We're just
take it with a
sensitive
grain of
people.
salt.
Like everyone,
Yeah.
we're
That's why it's
complex.
gotta be
people.
ours.
As
Make up
Shane
for it at
Jacobson said.
It's all good.
Shane Jacobson said how his metaphor of someone who built a house standing out the front and people are driving past yelling out what they think of the house.
Mhm.
That doesn't happen, but it happens when you put things out online.
And we're just
And,
trying our
lucky
best.
We're just a couple of, Aussie battlers
Mhm.
on JobKeeper trying to fucking make
Yeah.
something of ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Jem
Anyway.
just said she might pop something in my letterbox when she does her bottle shop run tomorrow morning.
Bag of dog shit.
That'd be nice. The dog shit.
Mm. No, that's nice. Yeah, no, we're all doing our best, guys, and you are too. We appreciate you all. Sorry if anything that anyone said has offended you. That's not our intention at all. It's all for, quality entertainment. We try and be a bit informative, and we just want to bring you up during this time. And obviously, anything that's sort of been mixed or matched in out of context as well. Sometimes we're feeling a certain way, and we say something, and
Yeah.
Mm. How much are your ears
Deeply said.
ringing?
I'm fine. Right. We'll see you at 4 PM, guys. See you on the WhatsApp.
See you
Bye.
guys.
There we go, guys. What a show that
What a
was.
there's
Hit
that energy.
Hit that like
There's-
button. Come on. Put your pussies away and hit that like button.
Oh,
Come on,
fine.
let's do it.
Absolutely not. No.
All right, one other caveat on that. What the fuck? I thought what happens at after Friday
That wasn't
night
after.
drinks,
That was during the
kick-ons.
show.
Was it?
I think
It was
so.
during the.
Yeah, it was during the show.
Oof. Slightly bad.
Sorry, got too loud.
So,
My ear cups are slightly wet.
That was something, says Crystal. She's currently deleting her Insta stories and all mentions of the Daily Talk Show through her account.
I don't think there's a single guy on the YouTube chat. Oh, Lyndon.
Russ was
He
on
probably
here
tuned
just
out.
before. Ian was on here.
Lara, it is a beautiful day, isn't it? Yikes, says Casey.
Sorry for calling you a guy, Casey.
Mate, you don't know. Casey Neistat. Casey Irwin. You never know. Oh, there's Stuart. No, we have got a guy on there.
Oh, hey, g'day, Stu.
Crystal
Yeah,
says
true,
a
Grace
lot
said
of women's
can't-
body chat for a show with no women on it. Oops. Oopsie days.
G'day, Glenn. Glenn's still
The
listening.
boys are here. The boys
Guys,
were
she's
just
going to
being
write a
quiet.
hit
Larry.
on us.
They weren't standing up for us at all.
Wayne, they're all coming out.
That's left us all in the dirt.
Yeah.
Does that mean dick chat is more okay? All good, George, says Casey. All right, everyone.
Love you,
see
George.
you